Kishan sir, please send the link to the group.
Done,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Sent to the
Yeah,
group.
right. Kishan sir, shall we start now? Geeta madam, Subhash sir, shall we start now?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Subhash sir?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. We are meeting once again for the 9th program in the series Happy English and Education Web Series on English language empowerment and soft skills. It's an initiative taken by English Home, English Teachers Forum Udupi, and in collaboration with Swastika National School, Bangalore. The very idea is about upgrading our knowledge regularly when it comes to the profession development, when it comes to the improvement of our English proficiency, and also related the topics related to soft skills. We have decided to spend around 90 minutes of time every week. Almost all trainings were conducted on Saturday. Due to some technical reasons, the previous training and this training is on Friday today. It has been a great successful journey throughout the previous all these trainings because of the very interesting participation by all the participants. Around each training witnessed 200 plus participation on live on both YouTube and also Zoom. Today we are all gathered here to have the training on creativity today, which will be delivered by one of my good friends and one of the best trainers around, Mr. Subhash Bangera. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Subhash Bangera, today's resource person, to this training program. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Subhash, welcome. And Today we have the chief guest of today's program, Ms. Geeta Shirali, the lecturer, Diet Udupi. I would like to extend my heartfelt welcome to Geeta Madam also. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And also, I would like to extend my welcome to all the participants who are the key persons in the successful journey of this training series, who are connected through Zoom and also YouTube from different corners of the state. Welcome to all of you. And also, I would like to extend my welcome to Kishan Mangalore, who is the technical assistant today, and also the Mr. Raghavendra Holla, the chairman of Swastika Charitable Trust. And I would like to acknowledge the presence of our JC friends, JC Srinath Gani, the past president of JC Kundapur, and also JC Ramesh Naik, the zone future coordinator. Welcome to all of you. Now we are heading towards the introduction of today's chief guest, Geeta Shirali. She is a B.Ed and M.Ed graduate who worked as a lecturer in B.Ed college for 2.5 years. She got into government service in 1990 and worked as a graduate assistant teacher at Government Pre-University College, Hosanagara, Government Pre-University College, Malpe, and Government Pre-University College, Tekate. She worked as the block resource person from April 2006 to December 2007 in BSc Udupi. She also worked as the vice principal of Government Pre College, Tekate, from Tekate, and from July 2011 till now, she is working as a lecturer in Diet Udupi. She is our today's guest. I would like to welcome her once again, and I request her to share some words with our teachers. Geeta Madam, please share your words with our teachers.
ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ ಈ ಸುಂದರ ಸಂಜೆಯ ಶುಭ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಹೋಮ್, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಫೋರಂ ಉಡುಪಿ, ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿಕಾ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಇವರ ಸಹಯೋಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಡನೆ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಅತೀವ ಸಂತೋಷ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಉಡುಪಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಒಳಗಿನ, ಹೊರಗಿನ ಹಾಗೂ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ನ ಮೂಲಕ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸಿ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಅವರ ವೃತ್ತಿಪರ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಗೆ ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಈ ದಿಟ್ಟ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನಿಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಫೋರಂನ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಅಶೋಕ್ ತೆಕ್ಕಟ್ಟೆಯವರಿಗೂ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿಕಾ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಇವರ ಆಡಳಿತ ವರ್ಗಕ್ಕೂ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇಂದಿನ ಈ ಒಂದು ತರಬೇತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಥವಾ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನ ವೃತ್ತಿಪರವಾಗಿ ವೃದ್ಧಿಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಭಾಷಾ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯವನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸುವುದಲ್ಲದೆ ತರಗತಿ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕನಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ವೃದ್ಧಿಸುವಂತಹ ಉದ್ದೇಶವನ್ನಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 9ನೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ತರಬೇತಿಗಳು ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾದವರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಅಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಇದನ್ನ ನಗುಮೊಗದಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸಿ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನ ತಾವು ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಂಡು ಆ ಒಂದು ಸದುಪಯೋಗವನ್ನ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ಅತಿ ಅಗತ್ಯ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂದಿನ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಾತ್ಮಕ ಜಗತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಆಧಾರಿತ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಆಗಾಗ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿರುವ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಮುದಾಯದ ಮುಂದೊಂದು ದಿನ ನಾವು ತಲೆ ತಗ್ಗಿಸಬೇಕಾದ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯೂ ಬಂದೊದಗಲೂಬಹುದು. ಅದನ್ನ ತಪ್ಪಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ತುಕ್ಕು ಹಿಡಿದ ಉಕ್ಕಿನಂತಾಗದೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕಾದರೂ ನಾವು ಇಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತರಬೇತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾದವರು ಈ ತರಬೇತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ಇದರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಂದಿನ ಈ ಕೋವಿಡ್-19 ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖಾಮುಖಿ ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನ ನಡೆಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗಿರುವಾಗ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನಡೆಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಮಯೋಚಿತವಾದದ್ದು, ಸ್ವಾಗತಾರ್ಹವೂ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಇದರ ರೂವಾರಿಗಳು ಅಭಿನಂದನಾರ್ಹರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. ಇಂದಿನ ಈ ಒಂದು ತರಬೇತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವಿಟಿ ವಿಷಯವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಬಂಗೇರರವರು ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ಚರ್ಚಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹೊಸತನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕನಾದವನಿಗೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಭಾವ ತನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದರೊಂದಿಗೆ ತನ್ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಸಹ ಇದನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಪೋಷಿಸುವಂತಹ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕನು ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ತರಗತಿ ಕೋಣೆಯನ್ನೇ ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯ ಅಂತ ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕದ್ದು. ಆ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿತ್ಯವೂ ಆತ ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕವಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರಯೋಗಗಳನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಸತನವನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕುವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ ತಾನು ಹೊಸ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯುವುದಲ್ಲದೆ ತನ್ನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಹೊಸತನವನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಅಶೋಕ್ ತೆಕ್ಕಟ್ಟೆಯವರ ಸೃಜನಶೀಲತೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ತಪ್ಪಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಬೇಕಷ್ಟು ಅವರ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಸಹ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಹಿರಿಯ ಪ್ರಾಥಮಿಕ ಶಾಲೆ ಹೆಸ್ಕತ್ತೂರು ಸೃಜನಶೀಲ ಶಾಲೆ ಅನ್ನುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಶಾಲೆಯಿಂದ ಮನೆಗೊಂದು ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಅವರು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿದರು. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ವಿಷಯ ತರಗತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿದರು. ಕಲಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರು ಕಲಿಕಾ ಕಟ್ಟೆಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಸೃಜನಶೀಲತೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರಾದವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸೃಜನಶೀಲತೆಯನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಸಹ ಸೃಜನಶೀಲ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಇರಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲೋ ಎಲೆಮರೆಯ ಕಾಯಿಯಂತೆ ನಶಿಸಿ ಹೋಗುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಪೋಷಿಸಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ರೂಪಿಸುವಂತಹ ಆದ್ಯ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮದಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ದಿಶೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದಿನ ಈ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವಿಟಿ ತರಬೇತಿಯು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನವನ್ನ ನೀಡುವಂತಾಗಲಿ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನವನ್ನ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಂದ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತರಗತಿ ಕೋಣೆಗೆ ಕೊಂಡೊಯ್ಯಿರಿ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ತರಬೇತಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ತನ್ನ ತರಗತಿ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಕಾಣ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ತರಬೇತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಏನು ನೀವು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತರಗತಿ ಕೋಣೆಗೆ ಕೊಂಡೊಯ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸೃಜನಶೀಲತೆಯನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಅವರು ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ರೂಪುಗೊಳ್ಳುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ತರಬೇತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಹಾಯವಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಆಶಿಸ್ತಾ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಶುಭವನ್ನ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಈ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನ ನೀಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಶೋಕ್ ತೆಕ್ಕಟ್ಟೆಯವರಿಗೂ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ನವರಿಗೂ ವಂದಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you so much, madam, for your nice words. It's really motivating and encouraging in the true sense. We would like to seek your continuous support during the long run of this training series. Thank you so much for being today's chief guest. We wish you to be the part of this training program if it is possible to you throughout the program. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now,
Sure. Thank you.
It is time to have the introduction of today's trainer, resource person. Dream big. This philosophy has driven him to explore varied possibilities and challenges. His love for automobiles took him to the leaders in the automobile industry, Mahindra and General Motors. 12 years of managerial experience in automobile sector, coupled with another 12 years as an entrepreneur in diverse businesses like manufacturing cookware, packaged drinking water, retail outlets, etc., has honed his skills. As a soft skill facilitator, he has worked with various organizations, both public sector and private, and educational institutions, and endowed with world-class trainers as mentors who share vision on empowering youth to pursue their dreams ethically. He has passion towards mentoring students with an intent to give back to the society. He has become an NLP practitioner in 2020 by American Board of NLP and has become the national trainer of JCI India in 2019 and Bachelor of Engineering from Bombay University in 1996. He is the life member of the Indian Society for Training and Development. He is our today's resource person, an entrepreneur, soft skill facilitator, and a performance advisor, JCI Senator Subhash Bangera. I would like to welcome him to today's training program once again, and I request him to take the floor for the training session. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. First of all, happy evening to everyone.
Sir, voice is not audible clearly. Subhash, sir, voice is not so clear.
So, this evening is happy to you. Could you? Okay. Is it breaking or?
Yeah, it was breaking. Now it is okay.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Now you're clearly audible.
Okay.
Once again, it is breaking.
Remote location today. So still it is breaking.
Okay, sir.
Hello, is it breaking?
No. Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
It is showing that your network bandwidth is low.
Yeah, actually, I'm in some remote location. That's the reason why I have said this network issue. Hope it streamlines. Hope it's clear now.
Yeah, now it is okay.
Now it's
Yeah,
okay.
I'll try to go slow. Okay, first of all, I appreciate the efforts taken by English Home and Swastika National School to have organized Happy English series. And thank you, Ashok, to have coordinated with me for this session. My warm regards to the chief guest, Geeta Madam, for having graced the occasion. And Geeta Madam, you have put it so very beautifully, a single word. I'm not so very conversant with Kannada, but I think you use the word Hosatana, which I think means innovation, right? And you mentioned that innovation is important not only for teachers, but teachers should appreciate the creativity of the students also. Is that so? So I would like to thank you for having graced the occasion. Now if I'm clear now, I will move on to the main session. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
thank
sir.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, I would like you all to be as informal as possible, because if you do not interact with me as and when I ask questions, it will be boring for me also. So to make my talk as interesting as possible, I would like to have your support also. Now, my very first question to all of you teachers is, do you remember your favorite teacher? Text yes or no in the chat box. Do you remember your first teacher, your favorite teacher, not the first teacher, your favorite teacher? If you remember, please text yes. Yes, Rupa is saying yes, definitely. Jayalakshmi ma'am, yes. Ashwini, yes. Okay, lot of yeses. Obviously, many of us, almost all of us, remember who our favorite teacher is. Now, my next question is, do you remember that particular trait in him or her which prompted him or her to be your favorite teacher? Why is that person your favorite teacher? What is that particular trait or characteristics in him or her that he or she is your best teacher? Yes, you can type the answers in the chat box. Kindness, okay. Discipline, okay. Yes. Any other answers? Motivated, all of us, okay. Motivated always. Okay. Way of teaching. Yes, Ashwini, way of teaching. This is very important. If you probably discount the generic traits or the generic characteristics, the way of teaching, the way the teachers become different and unique, and the way they teach, that is the thing that really makes house in our brain, right? Now, one teacher I really remember very much. His name was Yadav. I've been born and brought up in Mumbai, in a Mumbai school, and his name was Yadav sir, very senior person. He used to teach science, and I think we were in seventh standard probably. One fine morning, and seventh standard, I think he was our class teacher also. He was a science teacher and my class teacher. So obviously, being the class teacher, his period was always the first thing in the morning. And one fine day, one morning, he came to class with a microscope, and he set the microscope on the table, the teacher's table, and he lit up a candle, and he started heating a needle. जो सुई बोलते हैं ना, सुई धागा, needle. He started heating that up. The moment it was hot, you won't believe, we were shocked to see him prick his own finger. He pricked his finger, took a glass slide, smeared the blood, put it under the lens, and asked all of us to see through the lens. He wanted to show us how does blood resemble or look under the microscope. I really find it so very surprising. It will be very difficult for all of us to really find such kind of teachers in recent days. It's very difficult. The dedication and the way they were unique, they used to put everything, blood, sweat, everything to teach these students. Nowadays, I've found many teachers who do that, but not all, which is really very disappointing. So, one thing I have seen is in the present education system, you need to understand one thing. What we do is, because we have to stick to the curriculum, we feed in data into the students' brains, ask them to write the exam, and we extract the same data from them. So there is nothing new. What have they learned? They are only learning the concepts. But are they learning the concepts in the right way? We really do not know. For example, a plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Why is it? Do all the students know? I really doubt. May I ask the question to the maths teacher? I hope maths teachers are here. Be very honest in answering. Do all your students, if they are of that standard or caliber, do all your students know how to derive the formula? What is the, how is the formula born? That is a plus b the whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Do they know? Or they just mug up? Can I have honest answers from teachers? If possible, you can unmute and answer also. Yes, the maths teacher or anybody else who can probably throw light on this particular question. Do students nowadays understand the core concept of the subject? Few of them would understand, but not all probably. So may I have the answers, please? I hope you have understood the question. If yes, text yes. Or else I'll repeat the question. Yes, teachers, if you do not interact, it will be very difficult to make this interesting. So have you understood the question? If yes, please text yes. Yes, understood. So is there any instance where you can say that students really understand the core concept or principles behind science or maths that you teach, or they just mug up? If they just mug up, you can text yes, mug up. Yes, I'm waiting. They just mug up. Yes, that is really honest from Rani Raichur. You're from Raichur, I suppose. Okay. It is a really honest answer because many of the students, I've seen my kid also. She is in 8th now. Many of the things they just mug up. They do not understand. So it's basically our responsibility, parents' responsibility, as well as teachers' responsibility to make them understand the concept, right? Now, again, I take the example of my own family. Like my eldest daughter is in 8th standard. and she's into online classes and all those things. Many a time she's just sleeping when the class is going on. And if she comes to know that I've told you this, she'll probably kill me tonight. And the younger son is a different kind of a character. He's in second standard. He's 7 years old. He's pretty creative. I'll take an example of this week itself. He drew a small drawing. He wanted to build a house. So he drew a drawing and he told me, Dada, I want to build a house like this. So based on his drawing, I made a sketch, a 3D sketch, and told him, do you want like this, like this? So he made some changes. And believe me, it was so much fun to work with him. We even built a cardboard model. It's halfway through now, and it was fun working with him. So everything what I've discussed now, it finally boils down to creativity, right? So let's move on to the subject. Give me a minute. I'll just share my screen. Are you all with me? If you're, because I cannot see your faces. If you all are with me, you are understanding, please text yes in the chat box so that I can move ahead. Let me have some yeses in the chat box. Yes, I have only 2, 3. Let it come. How difficult is it to text yes? Why yes? Nowadays, students text only S instead of YES, right? You can do that also with me, no issue. So let me share the screen now. Okay, so who is this? Any answers? Who is this person? Einstein, yes. Einstein, exactly. Albert Einstein, right? Famous scientist, right? So what is he saying? It's creativity is nothing but intelligence having fun, right? Just look at the way he has stuck his tongue out. He's such a famous, he's an icon, right? He's an idol. People are really envious of his brain. Correct? So what does he say? Creativity is intelligence having fun. So throughout this session, let's have fun. Let's understand what creativity is. And if at all there is any question, you can probably write down or you can text as and when I come across, and as and when I have time, I'll try to answer those questions. And maybe the final 15 minutes we can keep for question and answers from all of you. Maybe. Albert Einstein, right? So what are the most important qualities that a person who is probably trying to interview a job seeker will be looking over the next 5 years? Teachers, you are grooming kids who will tomorrow be entrepreneurs, or maybe they'll go out to seek jobs. So you are molding them, right? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Because I don't see anything here. So what are the most important leadership qualities? Rupa Kini says, think out of the box. Okay. What are the qualities that that a leader should have over the next 5 years so that he is marketable? May I have the answers, please? You people are grooming kids, right? Thinking rationally. Very nice answer. Very good, Rashmi. Thinking rationally. I'm looking out for generic answers also. This is a brilliant answer. Anyone? Anybody else? Proactive. Yes, Ashok. Right. Focused. Good. Yes. Suhasini, madam, is very smart. Maybe because the topic is creativity, she has texted creativity. That's really smart. Attractive talking, which is nothing but communication, right? The gap, that skill to speak clearly, properly, communicate properly, self-confidence here. So let us see what are those qualities. Number 1 comes creativity. 60% of the people look out for creativity. Obviously, integrity, global thinking, all those things come into picture. but creativity is really prime. Because just think about the gadgets that have been invented, iPod or your smartphones or beautiful self-driven cars. Those are all out of creativity, right? So you are molding the business people, business owners or CEOs of probably 2020, 2030. So it is your responsibility to mold. It is your responsibility to mold them in such a way that they groom out to be better individuals, right? So who can explain this? Isn't it beautiful? If yes, is this design beautiful? If yes, if you find it beautiful, text yes, please. And what is it? Can anybody text what is it? What do you find here? Anyone can probably unmute and speak, maybe for a couple of seconds. Is it allowed, Ashok?
It's allowed, sir.
Yes. So anyone can volunteer to say what, to explain the other people, what do you see here? Multiple use, right? So what is creativity? It is nothing but you are transforming your ideas, wild ideas, जो आपने कभी सोचा था, in your dream, wild ideas into reality. Now here, normally what we have a saucer and a cup, right? So we keep the biscuit and it is very difficult to balance the saucer and all. So what has this person done? He has made a cup in such a way that he has slots for biscuits. So very innovative, right? It's such a beautiful design. Different creativity, exactly. Now, yes, I can hear someone speak. Yes. Okay, I'll go ahead. So what is the most creative things that you have done in the last one day or 1 week or maybe in the recent past that you remember? Please text. It can be anything, wild answers. You can just text as to what was the most, you are teachers, you are supposed to be the most creative persons. Yes, may I have the answers, please? What was the most creative thing? Or you have done nothing creative in the last, in the near past? I don't believe this. Poem writing, wow, that's good. Creative videos for family reunion, very good. You have prepared a PPT. PPT is fun. PPT is always fun. I love doing PPTs. Any other answers? These are all creative stuff that you are doing. Oh, you are doing it for the first time. Great. Congrats. Any other answer? Any other creative things that you have done in the recent past? Writing poetry, garland from cloth bags. That is very innovative. Very innovative. Short story. Okay, good. Very nice. We have a lot of creative people out here. Very good. Making crafts. Thanks. Thank you. What is this? What do you see here? What do you see here? You probably might have gone to theaters and all. Now the theaters are closed, I suppose. So what do you see here? Popcorn. Yes. Correct. Now, just look at this image. With the same popcorn, you people have done such creative art. See, they have used a popcorn to make an elephant's head. Here's some teddy or something. Then here we have a girl, right? It is nothing but popcorn. So the earlier slide, it was plain popcorn, but now here people are fighting, right? Creativity of the artist, exactly. You can create anything out of anything. It is just based on your imagination. It can be in any field. What is this? I asked you a simple question, whether you have done any creativity in the recent past. Isn't this creativity? Many of the teachers might be ladies, right? Mehndi, it is creativity. You apply Mehndi in such a way that no two designs are same always, is it? Are those same? No, you cannot make two designs same. It will always be different. It is creativity. So the point is, when we think about creativity, we think that it could be something very huge or very big. No, my dear friends, Mehendi is also creativity. Because for you to do, in fact, I would not use the word do. For you to create a Mehendi, you have to be innovative. You have to really trigger your brain cells to come out with such beautiful designs, isn't it? So why are some people more creative than others? Let us go fast on this. Yes, Ashwini, combination of nail paint and Mehendi. It is really appealing. It looks beautiful. So you have to believe in your own creativity. Now, we saw an example, cookies with the biscuit, right? It was somebody's dream, and that dream was converted into reality. He or she, whoever has done that, he believed in his own creativity. That's the reason why he was more creative than the other person. You have to tolerate ambiguity. There's no one way. There's no one answer. For example, it can be a cup attached to the saucer also. Like you make the clay model in such a way that the saucer is with the cup. So there are a lot of ways. When you think about creativity, you can think about various ways to come out with a beautiful solution. Judgment, never judge. चार लोग क्या बोलेंगे? Have you heard this dialogue in Hindi? चार लोग क्या बोलेंगे? I don't know if everybody knows Tulu, but in Tulu, Agal Dada Panpir, something like that. I'm not good in Tulu and Kannada. Please excuse me. So, you people, have you heard चार लोग क्या बोलेंगे? Lata says yes. So, first of all, you have to find out those चार लोग, वो चार लोग कौन है जो क्या बोलेंगे? Don't worry about them. क्या ये चार लोग आपके घर में राशन डालने वाले हैं? Will those four people go to Big Bazaar or more, buy groceries and give it to you? 1 month they'll give as a friend. Twice or thrice they'll not give. So you have to earn for yourself. So why think about others? आप आपका सोचो and forget about what others are saying. So stop judging. Never say die attitude. I will never lose. I can do it. I will do it. That is the attitude that you have to maintain. Thomas Alva Edison, do you know how many times he has tried to make the light bulb? You might have used this example in class also probably. Can anyone answer as to how many trials Thomas Alva Edison did to create the light bulb? Any answer? How many tests, how many experiments he has done to invent the light bulb? You have heard about Thomas Alva Edison, right? Yes or no? Text yes if you have heard about this person. The person who invented the light bulb. Yes. Do you know how many times he might have tried? Yes. It's more than 999. I don't know whether it is the right figure, but they say 10,000 times. Earlier, I heard somebody say 1,000, but then I came to know that it was 10,000 times. And you know what he said? It's a famous quote. He says, at least I found out 10,000 ways that do not work. 10,001 maybe. It's not the right figure probably, close figure maybe, but he has found 10,000 ways of what not to do. Isn't that a great lesson? Next, what is the next point? Be curious. Keep on asking questions. Like my 7-year-old kid, he keeps on asking questions. Look around for answers. Now there are Google and so many things we have to seek the answers, right? Obviously, for the cup and saucer, that the creator might have probably got inspired from the kangaroo. Kangaroo keeps the kid in the pouch, right? So probably he might have created through that. He might have probably seen kangaroo walking like that, and he might have been inspired by that animal. Who knows? So Be curious. And why are some people more creative? Because they think childlike. बच्चे जैसा सोचते हैं. So the mind is open. The mind is not cluttered. Adult mentality is always caged with prejudice. So we have to be free like a child. Only if we are free like a child, we can think in multiple directions. I'll explain you as and when we move to the next slide. So what is childlike creativity? You should be in a position to say, as teachers also, I don't want to grow up. Why? Because early adult life itself, our ideas become set. Now, kids don't have that preconceptions. They are free. They think freely. They are not fearful about the embarrassment. Char log kya bolenge? No. They just throw out the ideas. Now, again, the same example, my kid was building the house. He wanted some easy chair on the terrace. So I drew it in the same way. I forgot to get that picture. It looks so very interesting. He wanted some canopy on the terrace with the divan type bed and all. So childlike creativity, the single sentence, I don't want to grow up, says everything. As teachers also, be as creative as possible. Once you are cluttered with the preconceptions, you look out for only solutions. Please don't do that. That there is a fixed solution like cup and saucer. This is such a difficult question. No, we'll have a saucer, we'll have a cup. Let us keep the biscuits on the saucer and do as people have been doing since donkey years. But look at the solution that a person came out with. It looks beautiful also, and it is functional also. Yes, Rupa, not worried about the failure. Move on. That's what a child thinks every time. So every child is an artist. The problem is we have to sustain that once we grow up. That who has said? Pablo Picasso has said. Is a famous artist. Okay. What is this, my dear friends? Doesn't it look like a line? It looks like a line, right? For us, it looks like a line, right? But if you, and this is a dot, right? Plain dot. That is what we teach our kids, right? Okay, so this one is a line on the left hand side. This one is a dot. But for a kid, a line is a dot that went for a walk. Isn't it creative? I'll give you probably 20 seconds to think about it. Just look at this slide and just think about the imagination of the person who has created that sentence, who has written that sentence. A dot, this dot has gone for a walk and he has created, while the dot was walking, he or she has created a line. So a line is a dot that went for a walk. It's wonderful, right? So very simple. It's not some aircraft technology, right? It is so very simple, yet beautifully explained. Now, a question to all of you. What do you see here? I'll give you a hint. There's a blackboard, right? What is on the blackboard? Let me have the answers, please. What do you see on the blackboard? That's a brilliant answer. Explanatory line is fell down. Okay. So you see, Ashwini sees a dot. Lata also sees a dot on the blackboard. Rupa, very smart. Dot waiting to go on a walk, but still it is a dot, right? Rani says it's a white dot. Ashwini, white dot. So almost everyone is saying it's a dot. It is a dot. It is a dot. But if you ask kids, they'll come out with brilliant answers saying it's a full stop, or it's a hole, or it's a small stone. Now, we as adults do not go beyond a dot. We as adults do not go beyond a dot on the blackboard, but When you ask kids, they come out with such brilliant answers. It's an insect, they say. It's a stain. It's a stain on the board. If you further probe them, they come out with other answers like beauty spot or eye of a smiley or planet Earth, or it's a dot of letter I or J. See, look at how the kids' mind work. Since the audience in this session are all adults, they came out with the same answer saying it's a white dot. But the moment you ask this question to a kid, they start creating those ideas. Now, when I explain the concept, Shweta has come up with a brilliant answer saying Bindi. Now you have sort of triggered your creative brain. Ashwini says someone inside the dark room. Yes. So after I have triggered your creative brain, you've started coming out with different answers. Otherwise, I have got 15 or 20 answers earlier. Each and every answer was a white dot or a dot. So we don't think beyond what we know. We are cluttered with those prejudices, whatever we have learned till date. Now people are coming up with torchlight in a dark room. This is how I want each one of you to be creative when you enter the class the next time. So what do you mean by this? Think outside the box. Can any volunteer unmute? Even if you're wrong, I'm okay. Can any one of you unmute and explain what do you mean thinking outside the box? Anyone? Ashok, please alert me once it is 7 so that we can probably go in for question and answers, if that is the right time.
I think we can have the question answer at 7:15, I think.
That would be great. That would be great.
Yeah,
yes.
right, sir.
Yes. Yes. So may I have the answer? Can anyone answer what is think outside the box? What does that mean? Anyone can
see
unmute.
the creativeness, to see the creativeness of the student out of the textbook or any syllabus.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Any other answer, please? Any other answer? Can anybody give an example as to whether you have encountered something like this in your class? Any example, so that it will be beneficial to the other teachers also. As I gave you the example of one of our teachers, he pricked his finger and showed us the red blood corpuscles and the white blood corpuscles. Similar way, maybe in maths or any other subject. Anyone can volunteer with the example. It would be interesting. The other teachers will also get a clue or a hint. Yes, I'm waiting. Okay. While you're thinking, let's trying to draw the route map to school from their house. Okay, thinking is like flowing like water. Okay, okay, let's move ahead now. Now, teachers, a simple question: what do you see here? What is on the left-hand side? What is on the right-hand side? Yes, teachers. What is on the left-hand side? What is on the right-hand side? What do you see here? Simple images, right? Yes, we have the next now. I have the next question. What do you see here in this slide? Can you see two objects? I hope I'm on the, yes, straw and paper cups. Okay. Now, a question to each one of you is, what can you make creative out of these objects? What creative can you do out of these two objects? You can use any number of these objects. Scratch your brain, scratch your brain. Wall hanging, okay. Vase, okay, flower vase. Because it is colorful, right? We can make a pen stand, okay. And what will the straws do in the pen stand? I want you to use both the objects. Photo stand, drum. Oh, drum is a brilliant idea. So drum in the sense you have straw at the center and two cups on the sides. Very good. Maybe something like dumbbells also. Rupa says mushroom. Okay. Upside down. Good. Brilliant. I see only few people answering again and again. I think there are how many? I think how many participants are there? Ashok, can you help me out with the number of 45? I can see.
45,
If
45.
you leave
Yeah.
aside, if you leave aside, say
40,
5 or
40
6
around.
coordinators, there are around 40 participants, and I see only 6 to 7 same teachers answering. Of course, I want those teachers to answer, but I want others also to take part. At least let me understand that they are not dozing off as we used to do in colleges.
It's here on YouTube.
I swear I never slept. Yes, in colleges, some of the lectures were boring, so we used to doze off, but never in school. Cup students, okay. So you can make different things, varied things, beautiful things out of these two simple objects, right? Disposable objects, okay? Coming on to the most important factor that you need to understand for you to understand what creativity is. One is convergent thinking, what we adults do normally. We are only focused on the answer, because if we have to hold biscuit and tea, we have cup for tea, saucer for biscuit, because we know the answer. It's like 1 + 1 is equal to 2. It's convergent thinking. We are bound or shackled by the answer already, because we have learned or heard from somebody that 1 + 1 has to be 2. Obviously, it has to be 2. It cannot be 3. So that concept is nothing but convergent thinking. It does not allow your brain to probably diverge into so many possibilities. What is divergent thinking? What is creativity? You start with the question and you brainstorm, come out with hundreds or thousands of ideas, and you come out with so many. Now, has anyone ever imagined that a phone will come without the buttons? When somebody talked, they thought that the fellow is foolish, but we have phone without the buttons screen, right? Earlier, we used to have such big phones, the hand phones and all those things. So, convergent thinking is already we are shackled with the answer. We are focusing only on the answer. So, our mind is not open for possibilities. But in divergent thinking, it is free flowing, brainstorming, come out with numerous ideas. It can be silly also. Let it be, let it flow freely. One idea will be so very brilliant that it will be like a revolution. Isn't smartphone a revolution? Yes or no? Isn't smartphone a revolution? Smartphone has kicked off camera. Smartphone has kicked off wristwatch. Smartphone has kicked off your diary for to-do list. Smartphone has kicked off your computer also. Smartphone has kicked off your pulse reader. Forget about anything else. Pulse reader, calculator, yes. There are so many things. Smartphone, it is a revolutionary invention. Yes, there are so many things which smartphone has kicked off. I have stopped using the wristwatch because I don't need it. It's here. Everything is here. Why? Because the creators were innovative. I'll tell you one story. Do you all? There was what do you call that? iPod, I think. Yeah. Have you heard about iPod? Apple product? Earlier, Sony used to have a Walkman wherein we used to put the cassette and we used to hear it, right? Then came the iPod, such a small device. Yes, for music. Yes, Rupa, for music. You know, the creators came out with the prototype of the iPod and went to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was the boss of Apple. He's no more now. So they went to him and showed him that this is the music player, blah, blah, blah. They said, you won't believe it what he did. He took the iPod from their hand. There was a fish aquarium, small tank. He put it inside. That was the single prototype that they had done. He put it inside. The creators, the inventors were shocked. They asked him, why did you do that? And he said, do you see anything there? They could not understand. He said, do you see bubbles coming out of the iPod? They said, yes. Why do the bubbles come out of something when it is put in water? There is still space inside. So Steve Jobs said, you are claiming that this is the smallest musical device. I am saying it is not, because still there is air gap inside. I do not want any space inside. Make it as compact as possible. And long back, I owned an iPod. It is such a small device, beautiful device, white color. So this is how the creators or the people who are creative think differently, right? Now, quiz time. I need answers now. I'll give 30 seconds for each of the question. Okay? Are you ready? If yes, say yes. Are you ready for quiz? Yes or no? Okay, great. So you have to really scratch your brains for this, okay? And if at all by mistake I click my button and you see the answer, don't blame me. Okay, let's go. I'll read it for you. The police raid a house to arrest suspected murderer. Okay? They don't know what he looks like, but they know his name is John and that he is inside the house. So there's a person by name John, he is inside the house. The police see a carpenter, lorry driver, mechanic, and fireman all playing poker. Poker is nothing but a card game. Without hesitation or without talking, they arrest the fireman. How do they know they got the culprit? If you know the answer, please text. I'll give you 30 seconds. See, there are some people playing cards. Those people are carpenter, lorry driver, mechanic, and fireman. Okay, to arrest a murderer. One of them is the murderer. The police do not talk to them, do not communicate. Without hesitation, they pick up the right person. They pick up the fireman. Fireman is the culprit. Rashmi says they don't have any work there. Okay, but how did they pick up the fireman only? How did they pick up the fireman only? There were 4 different people, right? He was very hot. My God. So, person who is hot is a murderer. Okay. Rupa, they have come to pick up a murderer. There's no fire, okay? This fireman, mechanic, driver, carpenter, they're all playing cards. Okay, 30 seconds are over. I'll give you the answer. The fireman was the only man in the room. Rest of the players were women. So, the problem here is, because it was a carpenter, lorry driver, and mechanic, you all thought that they were men. Is it necessary? They can be women also. Why should a carpenter only be a man? It can be a woman. So out of the 4, there was only one man who was the murderer. They picked him up easily. Isn't it different thinking? Lateral thinking? As adults, we think only what we have thought. Somebody has told me that lorry driver is a man. So how could police not pick lorry driver? So that is the confusion, right? Shall I move on to the second quiz? Say yes if I can. Second quiz. Okay. A baby falls out of a 20-story building onto the ground, but still he's alive. How? 20-story building, my dear friends, falls to the ground, still is alive. How is that possible? Any answer? Your time starts now. Dream. No, it actually happened. Okay, it's not a dream. It happened. Brilliant answer, though. Yes, 10 seconds more. Yeah, I got one answer. I got one answer. Yes. The baby fell out of a ground floor window. Not necessary, right? The baby is on the 20th floor. The baby fell out of the ground floor window, maybe a little bit injury, but the baby is still alive. So lateral thinking, right? The last question. There are 6 eggs in a basket. There are 6 people. Each one takes 1 egg. But still, there's 1 egg left in the basket. How? How is it possible? How is it possible? 6 eggs, 6 people, 1 person takes 1 egg, still 1 egg is left in the basket. Oh, pregnant woman. How is that linked? Only 5 of them ate. He kept back. No, he just picked it up. Okay, don't scratch your brains more. It will be difficult for you to go to sleep. 1 person took egg and basket. Yes. The last person took basket along with the egg. So the egg was inside the basket. Isn't it brilliant? Why have I asked these 3 questions, my dear friends? Any answer? What does these 3 questions hint us? Any answer? What is the moral of the story of these 3 questions? Logic was same. To think creatively, yes, Swasini ma'am, to think creatively, to think differently, we should not be bound by what we have thought. Look out for answers. Be curious. Yes, Ashok, it urges us to think out of the box. Lateral thinking. Kuch alag. Kuch alag. There are many possibilities. Yes, think out of the box. Be different. Be unique. Be creative. Now, tomorrow when you go to your class, any subject that you teach, just try whether I can be different. Can I be different? The way I'm teaching, can I teach it in a different way? Is it possible? Maybe you can use props. Like many a times when I teach my daughter maths, I use a lot of coins or sticks and all to teach her. When you teach with props and pictures, it makes all the concepts so very simple. I never used to mug up. It was really impossible for me to mug up formulas. I used to understand the concept. That's the reason why I still remember many of the things. Visual impact. Yes, Rupa, rightly said, visual impact. So, what are meaningful creativity? I'll show you a few of the examples of meaningful creativity. You are molding the future architects. You are molding the future automobile engineers. You are molding the future scientists. You are molding the future finance analysts, right? So what are some of the meaningful creativity? What is this? Have you seen this? Any answer? Have you seen this in YouTube or anywhere on Facebook or anywhere? What is this? Yes, Ashwini, what is this? Obviously, it's a gadget, but what kind of a gadget is it? It's different from the normal gadgets, right? It's a foldable phone. It's a foldable smartphone. It's a foldable smartphone, yes. And this is one of the architecture. When I said you'll be molding the future architects and the designer, One of your students may be building something like this, creative, right? It's a piano house in China. This looks like a guitar and this building is like a piano. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it creative? It's livable, okay? People visit this place. It's in China called the piano house. Any answer? What is this? It's in our own country. Any answer? Where is this? Have you seen this in pictures or anywhere? Yes, you're right. Lata, you're right. It's Lotus Temple in India. It's Lotus Temple, yes. And what is this? Isn't it creative? A cigarette box in the shape of a coffin, right? It's a cigarette box. Prompting the users not to smoke, otherwise you'll end up here. Isn't it so very meaningful? And don't you find this beautiful? It's beautiful, it's functional also. A foldable chair which does not eat up space. You can keep it anywhere. You can hang it on the wall, right? Isn't it beautiful? It's so very beautiful, creative, functional, and maybe you can do it in less cost also. Now, let us see how creativity goes wrong. When people do time pass, they do something like this. Is this useful? This is totally useless. This is how creativity goes in the wrong direction. Even if you try to pour water out of it, there's no point using this, right? So these are some of the useless innovations. There's a drone attached to an umbrella. Again, this is useless. But it is creative. You can maybe use these ideas to create something else. And how many of you teachers need such umbrellas to protect your shoes during rainy season? Yes, if you need umbrellas, I'll ask Ashok to send it to your houses. So I got one answer where Ashwini says she does not need these umbrellas to protect her shoes in the rainy season. So these are, it's something opposite. It is useless. It's not at all useful, right? It is useless. Okay. So now that we have talked about creativity, how do you cultivate creativity in yourselves as well as the students that you teach? I'll go fast on this. One is, I've already told you this, brainstorm. Do you know what brainstorm is? Anyone? You can unmute and answer probably. What is brainstorming?
Eliciting answers or ideas openly.
Exactly. You are seeking answers only, however silly it is. It's not asking questions to yourself, not only asking questions to yourself, Rupa, it's asking questions to the group. Brainstorming is you have one problem, you pose that problem and people think of different solutions or ideas to that problem. It can be silly, just write it down, club the common ones and you get a beautiful solution out of it. And because I was in automobile industry, we used to do a lot of brainstorming to do the value analysis, value engineering, and we have got brilliant ideas out of it. Brilliant ideas. Yes, it is trying solutions from all corners. Step away and do something else. Declutter your brain. There are so many things going on in your head. Declutter for some time. Stay calm. Listen or watch something funny. Maybe go into YouTube and watch something funny. This is how you trigger your creative juices. Okay. Break down the problem. If there's a big issue, you break down into simple problems and solve the small issues and work your way up to the bigger issues. Okay. The reason is when you think about the bigger issue, you'll do nothing. You'll just think about the problem. Say, for example, you have to complete this syllabus and you have limited time and you are so very stressed, you start grumbling with your spouses, maybe husband or wife, and you shout at your maid or your kid because you don't have a solution. But to complete that syllabus, what do I have to do? Break it down. Break it down into chapters or modules and attack the smaller modules. Obviously, you might be doing that. This is one of the solutions to become creative. Speak or discuss to get a solution. Yes, right. Correct. Can anyone tell me what is this? This is a creativity, a practical creativity, meaningful creativity, creative product. Can anyone tell me what is this? It's a cot, yes, but for what? For what purpose? Yes, Suhasini ma'am, you're right. It's a cot or a bed, but for what purpose? Does anyone know? Cardboard bed to sleep. Obviously, bed to sleep. Yes. Yes, Rupa, you're right. You are right. This was the practical solution used for the COVID care centers, wherein they made disposable cardboard beds for COVID patients at the quarantine centers. These are in use. Isn't it brilliant? Text yes if you find it brilliant. It's so very practical, right? It's portable, it's brilliant idea, and practical idea also, low cost, very low cost. So this is how creativity helps you. So this is how, as teachers, you come into picture wherein you trigger students to become creative. Trigger students to reach their goals by becoming creative. You need to nurture that aspect in them, be it in the teaching methods that you apply or the studying methods that these students apply in school or at home. Isn't this brilliant? This is also made of cotton box, and it can be used as a school carry bag as well as a writing desk or a table. Isn't this brilliant? Now, when you go to school, probably if kids are stressed with exam, how do you probably beat the exam stress? Through creativity. Who is this? Any guess? Any guesses? Who is this? I give you 10 seconds. the conveyor is right in answering. Okay. I don't need to show the other image. It's Virat Kohli, right? It's Virat Kohli. So how is his name spelled? VIRAT. So for your students, you need to tell them one thing, that V stands for visualize. Say for example, history lessons. For many of the students, it becomes so very difficult to memorize the history lessons. The way I used to learn is, for example, if there's a chapter on Shivaji Maharaj, the way I used to learn is I used to visualize which fort he used to go, how he used to climb, and what did he do to Aurangzeb, how he probably embraced him, and with his weapon, how he killed him. All those things I used to create a picture, visualize. And it became so very easy when the question used to come on the paper, I used to recollect that story. It was like I was creating a motion picture. So V stands for visualize. I is for innovate. When you explain science fundamentals, my dear teachers, please use props. 10th standard, when we used to study the pressure of water or the heads of water, our class teacher, he used to bring props made of copper vessels and pipes and all, and he used to show all these concepts. So it was so very easy for us to remember the formulas of pressure, volume, and all those things. Electricity also, he used to make props in the class. I'm not talking about the laboratories. Bring small props in the class and show them so that it creates an impact while you are teaching. And it stays in the memory of the students. They'll never forget. Research. Give them home assignments. You might be encountering this issue, the high school teachers or the level teachers. Students, when they are online, they are not concentrating on the studies. Second one, once the online classes are over, they go to their games or their social networking sites and they waste time. Instead, if you give them research subjects in such a way. Probably English teachers can ask them to create essays, to write essays. Let them research, let them do the essays, click photographs and send it to you. Maybe some science projects, maybe talk about chlorophyll, seeding and all those things. Ask them to create, so that necessarily they have to do those things rather than waste time on their mobile. So ask them to do some research. For example, why is circumference of the circle 2 pi r or pi d? We need to explain it to them. It's not just mug up. Circumference is equal to pi d or 2 pi r. No, let us not allow them to mug up. Why is it? Open up the circle, segment the circle, open up, show them on the board or YouTube. There are very nice videos explaining why c is equal to pi d or 2 pi r. Why pi is 22 by 7 or 3.14? Are those same or different? If different, why they are different? YouTube, there are a lot of videos. Let us also do some research. Let us ask them also do some research. Are you all with me on this? If yes, please text yes. What I said when I meant visualize, innovate, and research? Yes, thank you. Let us move on to the next letter. What is the next letter? A. A is ask questions. Why can't you probably create quiz sessions in your class? Let one person be a quiz master, rotate the quiz masters. Let the quiz master prepare question on the subjects that you are teaching. If there are 4 rows or 2 rows of students, make 2 groups. Let them answers, give scores, give markings. Maybe end of the week or so, can give some gifts, small gifts or something, eraser or pencil or whatever, or a small smiley. So when they start asking questions, when they are curious or inquisitive, they come out, they seek the answers, not only from books, but from maybe through YouTube or Google or wherever. So you are not giving them scope or time to waste. You are engaging them in the right direction. What is the last one? Teach others. Have someone play the role of a teacher. Instead of asking questions, maybe let that person teach a particular concept. Say, for example, you are teaching a poem. Let one student ask her to give the meaning or teach the meaning of one paragraph, one stanza to the students. Give the other students the chance to speak about the next stanza. So, when you give the chance to the student to empower themselves, they go home and see to it that they are equipped with the right answers, because nobody wants to cut a sorry face in class. Give them an assignment. Say, tomorrow you have to speak on this subject. They'll come out. They'll start teaching others so very beautifully. In the process, we also learn a lot of things. Is it clear? VIRAT, is it clear? Text yes if it is clear. This is how you can go to your classroom and ask your students to probably visualize, innovate, research, ask questions or teach others. Is this clear? If yes, please text yes. Okay. Great. Shall we move on? So now I'm coming to the fag end of the session. I'll just show a few of the Indian jugards or creativity. Many of you might have seen these pictures. These are creativity done in India, which we say jugad. What is this? What is she doing? She does not want to shed tears, right? So she has worn a helmet while peeling onions. Yes. Can anyone tell me what this is? This is not so straight, but can anyone tell me what this is? can text me what this is? It's a brilliant idea. It's funny, but it is brilliant. Functional also. What is it? Can anyone text what is it? What do you see here? It's a camera. Yes, obviously it's a camera, but for what? Yes, Ashwini, here. Yes, this camera functions as the third umpire. Yes, right. He's using his laptop screen as a mirror. This might probably be an IIT engineer, maybe. The kid is nicely sitting on the chair. Mobile charging. This is another example of cup and combining cup and saucer. This also, though it's bulky, but it's a brilliant design. Maybe difficult to manufacture. But these are, my dear teachers, these are all functional, okay? You can probably buy these products from Amazon or Flipkart. This is pizza cutter. These are all done, and many of you might have used this product also. The couch potatoes who are always on their mobiles, they might have bought this. So what have we learned? We have learned why is creativity important. Why are some people more creative? Then we talked about childlike creativity. Be free. Think out of the box. Difference between convergent and divergent thinking. Then I've shown you pictures of meaningful creativity. You are molding the future engineers or the creators. So you need to teach them in such a way that their brain is open to be creative. And what happens when creativity goes wrong? What are the ways and means to cultivate creativity? Then we talked about handle exam stress. And who was the person we talked about? What are the letters that we talked about? The first letters. Who was the icon or the character that we talked about? Yes, V. Yes, Ashwini. The next. I hope you remember the words: visualize, innovate, research, ask questions, and teach others, right? And finally, in all my training, I tell everyone, please read books. You learn a lot of things through books. With that, I hand over this session to the coordinator for the question and answer. And you can ask any question that you like, probably on the subject or maybe generic also. If I know the answer, I'll try to answer, or else I'll get back with the answer through your coordinator. Yes. And before I move on to the question and answer session, thank you to all of you. The way you people have interacted with me, it made all the more interesting. And I really, really enjoyed presenting this to you. So I open up this for the question and answer. Over to the coordinator.
Thank you, Subhash ji. I request the participants if you have any questions related to creativity or
Stop sharing now.
yeah. Okay, sir.
Shall
If you
I
have any
stop sharing
questions, you can.
these screen
Yes,
now?
sir. Yes, sir. Please, it's okay, sir. Please stop it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. If you have any questions related to creativity or any aspects related which is addressed in today's session, the floor is yours. All teachers, please ask our resource person, Mr. Subhash Bangera. Or else you can also share your opinion also along with your questions. If you have any questions, come on, please share it. Ask it. During the run of the session, you might have come across some doubts in between. You can ask it.
See, what happens is when the coordinators ask the participants ask questions, again we think about it. Char log kya bolenge?
Yeah, that
If I
happens.
say
Yeah.
something stupid, they'll laugh. Forget
Actually,
about those
that's the main
Charlos.
reason for
Let it be
hesitation. If
silly,
I
no
open up my
issue.
mouth,
Exactly.
if I raise a question, whether it does sound valid or silly, sometimes we think like that. That's why we keep our mouth shut without opening our mouth. Okay, you can ask any questions, very simple questions. No need to be worried about the quality of the questions.
Okay, I have one question here. Rupa ma'am has asked how important it is as teachers to learn, relearn, and upgrade. I'll ask you, Rupa ma'am, is it okay if you unmute? I would like to put it in a different way. Can you unmute yourself, please? Okay. Fine, no issue. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's on
Rupa
mic, sir.
ma'am. Okay, Rupa ma'am, have you updated your phone software anytime? You might have updated, right? Okay, you can mute your phone because there's instability. I'll answer.
Yes.
Okay, you have updated your software version over a period of time, right? The reason why you are doing it is it's not that somebody is forcing you to do, but if you don't do, you will not debug the issues in the software, old software, or you will not get new features out of your phone. The same thing is with us also. Now we are in version 1. If we have to go to version 2, we have to upgrade ourselves. In the process of upgradation, we have to unlearn certain things. What are the things we have to unlearn? The things which have become obsolete. We have to keep it aside and move with the technology so that we learn something new. Now, people will respect you as a teacher only if you are updated real time. If you are talking like your predecessors were, nobody will respect you because your students will be smarter than you. Then there's no point of you becoming the teacher, right? So for you to be a good teacher, you have to rather unlearn, relearn every time. Keep on upgrading, keep on updating yourself so that you move yourself from Rupa version 1 to Rupa version 2 to Rupa version 3 to Rupa version 4 and so on and so forth. Have I answered it?
Hello.
Yes, any other questions?
Okay. What else others? Do you have any other
I
questions?
think Rupa ma'am was trying to speak, but probably her audio was not clear, maybe.
Yeah.
Correct. Rupa ma'am, you are right. You need to upgrade yourself every time. And I think your fellow friends have also got the message, because if you do not upgrade yourself, who will listen to you? Nobody, right? So that's the right strategy. Very, very nice question. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask, or you can chat in the type in the chat box also. And you can share your opinion also on the today's session. You can share it in Kannada or in English. Both are okay. Please share your opinion also. You can also ask questions and also share your opinions. As usual, in each training, each session, after the session, we share our opinion on the session or feedback session. Come on. Kannada and English both are okay. Come on.
Even if it is negative, please share, because maybe if you have dozed off during the session, you can share.
Yeah.
Please be candid.
Subhash is open for constructive feedback.
Yes. Anytime.
Anybody? Come on, please unmute yourself. I think you can unmute yourself. Host is allowed you to unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, Savita madam, come on.
Yes, we can hear you.
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್, ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಯ್ತು. ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತಷ್ಟೇ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಿದೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಮೊದ್ಲಿಂದಲೂ ಬೆಳೆದ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಉತ್ತರ, ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಇದೇ ಉತ್ತರ, ಹಾಗೆ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೆಳೆದವ್ರು ನಾವು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಹಾಗೆ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಸಹ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸ್ತದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಸರ್.
Thank you.
Thank you, Savita madam. It's a nice feedback. Nice.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Anybody else?
Sir?
I appreciate your interest in sharing feedback in each training. You are open for, you are very eager to share your opinion. I appreciate your participation, Savita madam. Okay, come on, anybody else?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir, can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah,
Please
you're
go
audible,
ahead.
please.
It was very wonderful session, sir. And sir told about that VIRAT T,
Rani
last
madam.
one.
Virat.
That
Yes.
actually I tried in my class and it worked, sir.
Great. Very good.
Before one day I used to give one topic for the student from the textbook itself, and they have to prepare for that, and next day they have to explain. They have to do it. I used to sit and watch.
Correct.
So that the previous day itself they used to work more on that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, madam. I
Thank
think
you,
this
sir.
is Suhasini on mic. Thank you. Right?
Yes.
Anybody else? Okay, last one chance to one of the participants. Come on.
Suhasini ma'am, please inform your other teacher colleagues also that this concept works so that it can be deployed to the other classes also.
Sure, sir. Sure, I'll tell.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Subhash-ji. I think it's really a lively, enriching, engaging, and inspiring session. We have got a lot of inputs and ideas regarding related to creativity, how to be creative as a teacher and as a person in real life also. Your session was so powerful with meaningful examples and relevant pictures also. We are very thankful to you for your nice presentation and enriching and motivating session. Thank you so much. On behalf of English THS
Thanks,
Forum, English Home, and the Swastika National School. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And Subhash-ji and other participants, we are going to breakout room at the end of each training. Kishan, sir?
Yeah.
Kishan, sir?
Yes, sir, it is ready.
Shall we go to breakout room? Subhash, would you like to join us?
Yeah, no issue. I'm okay. No problem.
Okay. Yes, sir.
If it is okay with you, I'm okay. Otherwise, I'll leave.
No problem. No issue, sir. As you wish.
So I'll leave. You can continue with your discussion. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.